Most people who own a 3D printer are earning almost nothing from it. And it's not because 3D printing can't make serious money. It's the opposite, because it absolutely can. Because they are printing wrong things, selling to the wrong people, using wrong method. I know this because I was in this world. I had a printer, I knew how to use it, and for a long time I had no idea how to turn this into a real and consistent profit. But then I figured something out. Something that most people in the 3D printing niche has completely missed. And once I applied it, I generated over 100 grand of revenue. And not from a warehouse full of printers, not from running Facebook ads or selling cheap toys on Etsy, but just from a small workshop using printers behind me and selling products that companies are actually desperate to buy. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through and show you exactly how I did it. And more importantly, how you can do the same thing step by step. But first, I need to make something very clear, because if you will not understand this, then you'll also not understand the rest of the video. The reason most 3D printer owners are stuck is not a skill problem. It's a positioning problem. They are incredibly capable people, I know that. They are technical, creative, passionate, but they are selling themselves like an amateurs at the wrong price to the wrong market. Think about it. You probably know someone, maybe it's you, who spent a couple hundred or a couple thousand euros on a 3D printer and got really good at using it, and now sells the odd phone holder or a figurine for 10 euros or even less on some marketplace, competing with the companies from China who can manufacture exact same thing for literally few cents. Or maybe you've tried selling some 3D printed pieces to a local businesses, maybe a logo, maybe a prototype, and they said it was cool, but nothing came out of it because you had no system, no positioning, and no repeatable product. Maybe you watched the dozens of YouTube videos about how to make money with 3D printing. Try different things, stop, restart it, try something else, and you're still nowhere near the monthly income that you hoped for when you bought your 3D printer. And that's exactly where I was. And I'll show you the way out. In the next 5 steps, you'll understand exactly what's going wrong and what works instead. Stay with me. Step 1. Let's talk about why some people actually win with 3D printing and why some or most of them don't. After years of building my 3D printing business and talking to a lot of other 3D printing entrepreneurs and mentoring people in our 3D printing community, I've seen a very clear pattern. The people who make real money, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 euros and more per month, all share the same 4 characteristics. First, they sell to businesses, not to the consumers. This is the biggest one, because businesses do not negotiate the way consumers do. Once a consumer wants a product, then they ask first about the price. And then they compare those prices, and then they want to negotiate with you for the price, and then eventually they buy the cheapest option. But when a business needs something, then they ask you one question, and this is when you can deliver. I watched this happen in my own business. A business owner walks into our workshop, they see our LED signs, and they don't ask about the price, but they are speaking more about the timeline. And that shift alone changes everything. Second, they have a high margin product with a proven market. Not decorations, not some random prints, but a product that businesses already know they want and are already spending money on it from the competitors which are using old and more expensive techniques to make those products. But the product that I'm going to tell you about sells for 1,000 euros up to 3,000 euros and sometimes also for 5,000 euros per piece. And the material cost is around 10 to 25% of that cost. And that means that one project, just one project, can pay me off my H2S entirely. And that's what a high margin product looks like. Third, they have a working system for client acquisition. This is the part most people skip. They can print, but they just don't know how to consistently bring in their clients. And Winners has a repeatable process, a presence online, and a method that they can approach businesses directly, and a portfolio that closes deals. They don't rely on luck or referrals, they just engineer it. And fourth, and this one usually really surprises people a lot, they don't need expensive machinery to compete professionally. No need for 50,000 euros laser cutter, no need for 100,000 euros CNC machine, no need for aluminum bending equipment. A method I use requires only one machine, which is a 3D printer, preferably H2S, behind me. That's it. And I can produce better results than some traditional LED sign shops can't with their 6 figures and more equipment. So if you want to win with 3D printing, sell to businesses, have a proven high margin product, build a client system, and don't let the myth of needing expensive machinery stops you. So those are the 4 criteria. Keep them in mind, because in the step 3, I will show you exactly how you can have all 4 at once. Step 2. Now let's talk about why most people fail. And I want you to pay attention here, because I'm going to describe things that you probably experienced. And I want you to know, it's not because you're lazy, it's not because you're not capable, but it's because of the traps that almost everyone in this niche falls into. Trap number 1. Printing common products. Standard figures or some miniatures or phone holders or some art pieces and other things that are easy to find, easy to copy and easy to buy cheaper. And if you are in this category, then you are basically in the race to the bottom. Because you are competing with factories that are making millions of same products and they can make those products for literally a few cents or like 30 times cheaper than you are making them. And I see this everywhere in the 3D printing community. Incredibly skilled people, they know how to make beautiful prints, they know their 3D printers well, but they are making almost nothing because their product just don't have the margin. Trap number 2 and 3, those are the things that I mentioned earlier. The first is selling to the wrong people, and that's selling to consumers instead selling to businesses. And the second one is assuming you need a machinery that you can't afford. And this stops people before they even start. Trap number 4, consuming without executing. I know this one hurts. You watched the videos, you read the threads, you have probably 6 steps open right now with how to make money with 3D printing and so on, but you haven't launched anything. Or you've launched and then stopped when the first try didn't immediately produce income for you. Information without execution, it's just expensive entertainment. If any of those traps sounds familiar with you, that's actually good, because recognizing the trap is the first step how you can escape from it. And that's exactly what step 3 is all about. Step 3. This is where everything comes together now. I'm going to show you the exact product and method that actually solves every single trap that I just described to you all at once. And it's 3D printed LED signs for businesses. Let me explain why this works so well and why nobody is doing it properly. Traditional LED signs. That's probably the LED sign that you see in your local shop, in the restaurant or in the hotel. They are all made using old methods. They are cutting plexiglass for the first side of the letters with a laser, which costs 50 grand or more because you need a big size, and then they use aluminum bending machine to bend the aluminum sides of the letters. This machine can also cost up to 100 grand. And what's the output? The output is very limited. Yes, sure, you get the letters, they glow, fine, but you can't create certain shapes with this old method. You can't create certain effects, how you can light up your letters. You can't also make certain textures. And on top of all this, this old method is a lot more expensive and a lot more time consuming, and you need a lot more of human work compared to 3D printing. And it's also slow. But what I figured out, and this took me literally years of testing, and it's something you won't find anyone else teaching this, is that you can replace entire traditional sign making process and expensive equipment with one 3D printer. Print the letters with PLA for interior signs, print the letters from ASA for the outside signs, manage the cable work, plug in the power supply, and that's it. And the result is not just equal to traditional sign making method, but it is in many ways superior. But why superior? Because we can make some effects with 3D printing that you just can't make with plexiglass and aluminum bending, like some special backglow effects. But if you somehow manage to make those letters with traditional LED sign making method, it will cost you a lot more money and a lot more time to make those. And that means that we, with 3D printers, will just win. Because we are just making some shapes that are impossible to make from a plexi with a laser cutter and then somehow bend the aluminum also this way. And when I show to the clients our LED signs, how they glow, they are really amazed, and they do not ask about the price, but they ask when we can start making their LED sign. And now let's go back to the 4 winning criteria that I described you in the step 1. And you will see how this single product checks every box. How LED signs solve every criterion. First, sell to businesses. LED signs are basically 100% B2B product. Shops, restaurants, hotels, gyms, and on and on. They all need one, and they have money for it, and they will eventually need to buy it from someone. It's high margin proven product, 1 to 3,000 euros per project. Material cost 10 to 25%. The market already exists, and you're just serving it with a better method. Repeatable client system. Local B2B outreach and Instagram content can create a predictable pipeline. And one installed LED sign is literally your referral machine. And this is how you can grow exponentially. And this is how we did it. No expensive machinery. One H2S, you can get it for 1,500 euros or even less. And it will pay off with one product, with one LED sign. And that is literally the entire equipment that you will need for, let's say, 90% of your projects. And now the traps from step 2. They are eliminated one by one, because there is how LED signs eliminate every trap. No commodity competition. Custom made for each business, each logo, each location. That's impossible to commoditize. So China can't steal your clients. System-driven execution. This is a structured process. Design, print, assemble and install. That's repeatable, teachable and scalable. No laser cutter needed. For the 90% of the project, H2S will be more than enough for you. And if you will still want to make some letters with plexiglass, let's say, because you will want to try something out, you can still outsource this part, and that's it. This is how we do it, and we are earning more than 10 grand with this. I built 100,000 euros business with this method, and my first sale was like 4.5 years ago, and it was 900 euros, and the cost for my first LED sign was 100 euros. And since then, nothing changed. And that margin told me literally everything that I needed to know. I reinvested this margin into more 3D printers and better 3D printers and then even more 3D printers. And within 1 to 2 years, I had this beautiful workshop, professional workshop, a full-time business partner and a waiting list of clients. And I'm going to be honest with you, the hardest part was not manufacturing. It wasn't even the marketing. It was the 4 years of trial and error, figuring this out by my own. Trying different things that didn't work, learning to approach businesses, figuring out the pricing and building the client acquisition system. That took me years, but it doesn't have to take you that long, which is exactly why I built what I'm about to tell you right now. Now I want to give you 2 paths. Path 1, take everything that I just shown you, the B2B model, the LED sign product, the manufacturing approach, and figure it out by yourself. And that's completely valid, of course. The information exists. I've just given you the framework. If you are disciplined, resourceful, and patient, you could probably figure out a version of it by your own. It will take you time, of course. It literally took me 4 years, and I was working really a lot on this. There will be expensive mistakes. You'll run into technical and other different problems, and you'll have no one to call. You'll land on the wrong pricing and lose deals you didn't know you should have won, but it's possible. And then there's path 2. Let me compress my 4 years of experience into your first couple months. Work with me directly, one-on-one, through every stage of building this business. From your first LED sign prototype, to your first business client, to your first 5,000 euros per month. With my exact manufacturing process, my pricing formulas, my client acquisition system, and direct access to me and Tim, my business partner, whenever you hit a wall. And now, can I guarantee that you'll be making 5 grand per month within your first 3 months? No, I can't guarantee that. Because results depend on how much effort you put in, your local market, and whether you show up consistently. This is not a passive income scheme, because you will be doing real work. But here's what I can say. I've built this exact business to over 100,000 euros revenue. My workshop is literally running right now, today. The clients are real, the invoices are real, and the method is proven. Here is exactly what you get when you join the mentorship. The mentorship, what's included? Live one-on-one coaching calls, tailored to your specific projects, market, and your stage of business. Complete LED sign manufacturing process, step by step from design to installation, including my proprietary method for splitting large letters, glow effects, and also how to make bigger outdoor LED signs. B2B client acquisition system, how to approach businesses, what to say, how to price, how to close. Community access, a group of serious 3D printing entrepreneurs at various stages. Weekly group calls, group coaching and Q&As on top of your one-on-one seasons with me. Superior contacts, including our Azure Film partnership, a discount on filaments and also other parts, and some really huge bonuses that I will let you know how to get them in the next steps. The investment to join will never be that low again. After a week of you seeing this, the price is going to increase by a lot, because I'm also human, right? And I can't attend to hundreds of students at the same time. If you are interested, the next step is simple. There's a link below this video. Click it, fill in a short application, and if it seems like a good fit, you will book a call with me or my business partner directly. We'll answer every question you have regarding this program, walk you through everything, and if it makes sense, we get started. No pressure, no hard sell, just a conversation. One more thing on this. I'm doing this initial launch personally, meaning every student gets my direct attention on one-on-one calls. I'm not a coaching factory. I'm one person with a real business, and I can only work intensively with a limited number of people at the same time. And once those spots are filled, the program either closes or the format will be changed. So if this is something that you're serious about and you want to make a real business, not just a hobby, apply now, not later. I want to take a moment away from the business, and I want to tell you something more personal, because I think it matters to you to understand where I was before all this. I grew up in Slovenia, and since I was a kid, I just knew that I want to build something. So I started making RC planes, boats, rockets, RC cars. I literally spent every spare hour in the workshop I had back then. And when I was 14, I built a 5-meter electric catamaran with the help of my friends. And the plans for it I made entirely by myself. I taught myself aluminum welding, how to work with fiberglass, and also how to work with electrical installations. I had no money and no one to show me how, but I figured it out somehow, because I had to. And when I enrolled in the mechanical engineering, I thought that was the right path for me. And guess what? It wasn't. 6 months in the college, I dropped out. And not because I was lazy, but because I was obsessed with making things. And sitting in lectures feels for me like being locked in the room, while the world kept moving forward without me. I tried crypto, I tried Forex, and I was actually good at it. But something always felt wrong for me there. Those businesses just weren't real to me. Probably because I couldn't touch the output. I couldn't stand back and look what I have built. And that need for me to build something physical, something I can grab with my hands, this never went away from me. And then came the LED sign. A friend of mine needed a logo for his studio. He was making videos for the YouTube. He had his own logo. And guess what? I 3D printed this LED sign because I had an old Ender tree at my workshop. And I also added LEDs because I had them at home. And when people saw this LED sign when it was finished, they literally stopped. And I, that made the sign, I stopped too. Every single person basically who entered this room stopped and just looked at this LED sign. And then I thought, okay, maybe also other companies would need this. Maybe businesses would pay for this. And I had the exact skill set to make those. So then my first sale happened, which was 900 euros. And the material for this LED sign cost less than 100 euros. And when I saw this, I knew that's it. Of course, I reinvested everything, more printers, better workshop, I bought new equipment, and then I also figured out better process, and I also learned a lot about how to reach businesses, and that's how everything started. I'm not telling you this to impress you, I'm just telling you this that I know how it feels like to be at the beginning. To have the skill, the hunger, the drive, and have no clear path. And to consume endless content and still feel stuck. To feel like you're capable of so much more, but unable to figure out the missing part. That was me, and it doesn't have to be you for the next couple years. Here's what I want to leave you with, whether you apply to this mentorship or not. Whether you work with me or figure out something else. Please don't go back to printing phone holders and figures for less than 10 bucks, okay? Because you have the machine that most people in business don't understand yet. And you have a skill that businesses need right now. The gap between where you are right now and making 3,000 to 10,000 euros per month is not that big as it feels. It's mostly a matter of having the right product. the right positioning, and the system of getting clients. And those are all learnable skills. They are not magic, they are not luck, they are processes, and process can be taught. With me or without me, do not stay stuck, because the cost of doing nothing is really too high. Every month you spend making just 500 euros per month with your 3D printer, instead of making 3000 euros per month, is a month that you will not get back. If you want help, the fastest possible path, the link is in description. Apply, let's have a conversation, no pressure. Thank you for watching this far, it meant a lot. And see you on the other side.